Hey guys, finally found a place where I can do a decent class for you guys and you can actually see me. I wanted to get in the grass, but it's very high from all the rain. I like to do nature yoga. It's very grounding. So anyways, this is just going to be kind of like my flow. If it's a little bit advanced for you, just do what you can. Remember, yoga is about accepting where you are and kind of knowing what your body can do and what it can't. And there's always modifications, and I'll mention some of those. So we're going to start at the beginning of the mat, or at the front of the mat, feet together, and try to make your feet face forward. I know sometimes we have the tendency to stand with our feet pointing outward. This changes the muscles that we use and the tendons and how they're stretched and used. So feet together, pointing forward, and bring the arms up above the head. Stretch, stretch, stretch as high as you can, reaching towards the sky. So you can even open your hands up, spread them nice and wide, close them, open them, close them, kind of stretching the fingers and the hands. I know because I'm a massage therapist and mechanic and do a lot of stuff with my hands, this is part that gets neglected a lot. And then we're going to swan dive, so bring the arms out, hinge the waist, fold all the way down. Now, if you can't go all the way down, that's okay. And it's all right to have a little bit of a bend in the knee. What you're trying to do is release your head and your neck forward. Getting that nice stretch on the back of the legs. Take a couple of breaths here. And you can even pedal your knees in and out if that feels good. Stretch out the hips and then back to the legs and the calves. We're going to slide the hands slowly up the front of the body as we bring them back overhead. Lifting up again all the way, as high as you can. And this one we're going to alternate hands. So you're going to reach up with the left and the right. Bring your feet facing forward. And you're just stretching the side body, waking the body up. Take a couple of breaths while you do this. The awesome thing about yoga is that, you're on this mat and doing this for you. Really kind of connecting back with your body and your breath. And it causes changes in your mental state and your physical body, very gently. I call it the magic of yoga. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do another forward fold. So bring the arms out, we call it swan dive, into forward fold. This time we're going to grab the elbows. So let that weight of your torso kind of let you waterfall forward. And you might even feel some of your vertebrae start to separate or loosen up. Here's some popping and clicking. Take a couple of breaths here. And just these first couple of poses feel so awesome. Just kind of like begin to stretch the body out after being kind of crunched up over a desk or in a car or even a certain working position. Slide the hands up the front of the body again. And so I'm going to bring them out to the side. And you're just going to turn, kind of waving your hands side to side. Try not to control the hips too much. Just adding some movement. It's more like a range of motion for the hips. And you'll notice your feet will want to try to move. It'll keep them still, planted and grounded. Breathe. And then from here, we're going to keep the feet the same, but we're going to create this flow with our body. And it's basically forward fold. And bend at the knees and kind of like scoop up the air in front of you. And then dump it over your head as you create this arch in your back. And then you're going to come back down. And you can do this as slow or as fast as you want. But what this is doing is activating the legs. And I'm going to turn sideways so you can kind of see the full range of movement. So it's all the way up. Forward fold. Scooping the air up, bending at the knees, kind of in a chair pose. Activating the legs as you come up. And then you're just kind of dumping that energy or air around you over your body as you kind of flow back into that forward fold. This is really lovely movement. If you can't do anything, and this is the only thing, the only movement that you can add to your daily practice, it's worth it. It's basically like a full body stretch. Like I said, this is at your own pace and your own breath. Do what feels good for you. I know a lot of times people come into yoga and they're comparing themselves to what everybody else does or with the shapes that their bodies make. Obviously, we're not all created the same. And we have injuries that we have over our life, physical and mental. And we create these blockages. And so what we're trying to do is kind of break up some of those adhesions. Let's meet in forward fold. From here, you're going to bend your right knee in and then lift your left arm up. So you're in forward fold, and then you're going to lift the left arm up, open the chest as much as you can, bend the right knee in, and the head and the eyes are looking up at the hand in the sky. Take a breath here. That feels good. Let's do one more breath. And we're going to switch to the other side. So you're going to bend in the left knee with the right arm up. Same thing. Take a breath in. One more time. Back to forward fold. And we're just going to lift halfway up. So you may be able to only touch your shins or your knees, and that's okay. Or at your toes. So what you want to do is try to straighten the spine, bring the head in line, and pull in the core, like sucking the navel towards the tailbone or towards the back. Release all the way back down into forward fold. So each time you do these, you may feel yourself go down a little bit further, and that's awesome. If you don't, that's okay. Eventually, you'll begin to become more flexible. You know, we spend like all these years kind of tearing our bodies up. And, you know, it's funny that people expect us to just like snap back into shape or be as flexible as they were as kids, you know. Come on, all the way back up. Whew. Okay, so we're going to do what I call a warrior flow. So you're going to start with your left foot forward. The right foot is kind of tweaked out to the side. You're going to bend the front knee, and then just watch the alignment of it. You don't want to see that knee to go over the front of the toes. You want it to kind of be where you can just see the edge of the toes. You're creating like a 90-degree bend in your knee. And you're going to keep this almost the whole time we're in this flow. So that's the base, the foundation. The bottom of your body is going to be doing. Now the front of your body, you're going to bring your arms up, palms facing each other. And notice how your palms are. You try to make them equal. So what that's doing is you'll notice it's bringing your hip forward with the arm. Making it equal with the other side, or almost equal. And then you make sure the front knee's bent. We're going to do about 2 breaths in each one of these poses. So then you turn, open up the arms wide, like bringing the front arm up over level with the front leg, the knee's still bent. You're trying to make your body like you're in between 2 pieces of glass, like squeeze it in, nice and tight, arms are strong. Same feet. And then flip the front palm forward, lift it up, and reach behind you. And then you're just resting your back hand on the back leg. Still try to keep that bend in the knee. And feel that stretch in the side body, really expanding your lungs. You might feel it in your ribs kind of opening up. And then you're going to flow down, place your hands right next to your left foot. Jump the back foot up a little bit and then lift your leg up straight. So this is the beginning of Warrior 3. And the tendency is to raise the hip up, so kind of drop the hip back down level. Now if you want to add to this, you can always lift up into full Warrior 3. And the arms can be like in prayer or out for a balance, even behind you. There's lots of things you can do here. But if you're just here, that's fine. You gotta start somewhere. Now, if that's even hard for you, you can place just your foot behind you, like just tapping your toe in the back. And then you're gonna come back up. The knee, front knee will be straight. And we're going to do one more thing here, and we're just going to fold back down, try to bring our head to our knee. And so this is going to be stretching out the back of that leg, the left leg. Release the head and neck forward. I don't have blocks with me because I'm just doing like a yoga in the park. So if you have blocks, that could also be like a modification you can use if you need to. And then we'll just step back up where our feet are equal. Drop back down into forward fold. And you probably even already noticed some difference in each leg. My left leg feels a lot looser than my right. And then come all the way back up to Tadasana, or mountain pose, which is like anatomical standing position. And we're going to do the same thing on the right leg. And then we're going to run through it one more time, but faster. I'll just try to show you the poses. So bend in the front knee, back foot is turned out. Hands come up, palms facing each other. And remember, you're trying to bring the palms equal to each other. That way that the hips are facing forward, and bend the front knee. 2 breaths. And then open up. Bring the arms out in front and try to squeeze yourself together. Pull your abs in. Put the front palm forward, lift it up. Reach out behind you. Nice stretch on the hips and the side body, arms resting on the back leg. Now on this reverse warrior, is the leg doesn't have to be as bent, so it can be lifted up a little bit. And then we slow back down, dropping the hands, and then jump the back foot up just a little bit, and then lift the back leg. That's the beginning. Drop the hip, and then do what you feel is good. Either stay there or add the lift up. I like to change my arms around because that challenges my balance. It's up to you. And then drop the back foot back, and you're kind of in that standing position. Straighten the front leg. And then you're just folding back down, trying to bring your head to your knee. You'll hear me say trying a lot because I know not everybody can get their head all the way to their knee. You know, we're working towards that. So we'll get there. And then step back up, feet together, drop that down into forward fold. Release everything forward. You gotta shake the head and the neck, just kind of let it release. And then back up to mountain. Now we're gonna do that a little bit faster. It'll be like one breath. So we'll start back on the left side. This is called warrior flow. I'll call out the names of them too. So warrior 1. Warrior 2. Flip the front palm, reverse warrior. And then warrior 3. It really flows nicely when you start working with your breath in this. Drop the foot down. And we're just gonna stand up. We're just gonna do the warrior 1, warrior 2, reverse warrior, and warrior 3. Let's go to the right side. Bend the knee, take the foot back, arms come forward. The breath. As you release it, you can turn, open up to warrior 2, flip the front palm, reverse warrior, jump the foot up, warrior 3. So what I would suggest if you're beginning in this is kind of like a very good practice to get all those warriors down. And now we're gonna just step wide, sideways on the mat, as wide as you can. Hands are on the hips, and a hinge down halfway. Pull in the core, straighten the head, so the head and the tailbone are in line with each other. Slide the hands down to the ankles and then release your head forward. Try to release your neck and everything else. Shoulders. Back up all the way, standing. You're gonna open up the chest nice and big. Arms are out wide. What we're gonna do is round the shoulders, come forward, touch the fingers, and then open the chest. Bringing the arms back in an arc. Looks like you're compressing and expanding. Flexibility in the spine. Good, awesome. time. Get nice and big. All the way back down to the middle. And this time, if you want to, you could take your hands, reach them through your legs, release the head down even more, depending on where you're at. This is also a place where you can use blocks in front of you if you can't get that far down yet. And get those hamstrings stretched out. Nice big breath, let it all go. And then just working your way all the way back up to standing. Bring the feet in some. Arms gonna come out. I'm just gonna reach to the left, reach to the right, like sliding across your body. Try not to fold forward and do it. We're reaching out to the side. Hands down, walk the feet in, and you're going to balance on your left foot and just lift your knee up. So if you need to, you can reach behind your leg, hold it, and if you don't have to, we're trying to work on gaining that stability muscles and the tendons all working together again. Building strength in our legs, so I know the legs can feel heavy. And if you have to drop it back down and lift it back up, then do that. Remember, you're working up to this. And also, you can use a chair or a wall or a pole, something that you can hold on to if you have balance issues. If we want to work on all the little muscles and tendons that are in our feet and our legs, toning all the legs and the muscle. All the muscles in the legs. Let's go to the right side. Same thing, lifting up that leg. And the arms can come out for balance too, or lift up for a challenge. That leg down. I'm going to shake out both. Okay, so now you're still wide on the mat. You're going to turn the feet out a little bit. I'll show you this both ways so you can kind of see the angles of it. But this is called goddess pose. What you're doing is you're bending the knees as if they're pointing out, kind of in a squat position, okay? And place your hands on your knees, and then you're going to turn, twist your left shoulder towards your right leg, lift up, kind of like little squats, and then change sides. Right comes towards the left. Lift up and turn. I'm going to show you from the front way so you can see. You turn. Up all the way. Okay. A lot of muscles getting activated here. If you start to feel some burning, that's okay, or shaking, all good. We're changing the body, we're making it healthier. And all the way back up. And move your hips around, maybe do some hip circles. We're going to drop down and do a couple more goddess squats. This is good for your glutes, building the strength in the quadriceps and the hamstrings. and the calves. You're gonna drop back down and then lift up. So the arms can be like a little plie if you want. Lift them up. Or I like to bring my arms out in front and down. For some reason when I move my arms with my legs, it kind of helps my breathing synchronize. I don't know, it's weird. It's like all the parts moving together. What we're trying to do anyways, trying to get back in sync with everything. Y'all got disconnected. Obviously, the further you drop down, the more of a stretch you're going to get, the more you're going to work the muscles. This also works on lengthening the groin, the inner thigh. So you feel that that's tight. You might even just kind of prop your hands down like we did before and just try to release your legs, your butt, all the way to the ground. You'll feel that stretch on the inner thigh. That was good. I did that. And I even kind of like to move from side to side. And stand all the way back up. Whew. All right, let's go to the ground. I might have to move this forward. I'll check it out. So first I'm going to do is cobbler pose. Put your feet together and you're trying to bring them all the way up to as close as your body as you can get. Lift the arms up. So this one we did previous to this, that goddess squat, that stretch. So if your legs are way up high like this, your hips are tight, your inner thighs are tight. And so that one previously that we did is really good for trying to stretch this out. So first thing we're going to do is kind of just shake the legs up and down, like butterfly them. Just range of motion is really important. I know sometimes, especially me, I'm getting older, you know, paying a little bit of attention to a joint is, I'm not talking about the kind you smoke, but just paying attention to your joints a little bit is, every day is amazing for not feeling like you're stiff board walking around. All right, so now that your feet are together, kind of readjust them, pull them back up. Arms are gonna come all the way up above the head, lengthen the spine, take a breath in. As you exhale, you're trying to push all the air out and fold forward. So you can reach your hands out here, release the head forward, or you can clasp the fingers together and fold forward this way. You're gonna also, once you've gotten to your edge this way, you can try to press your knees towards the ground. So we're gonna stay in this one a little bit longer. I want you to take a few breaths here. Nice deep inhales and exhales. You might notice yourself releasing as you do that, and that's the kind of breath work that we want to use during this kind of practice, because that's what's releasing the muscles. I mean, sometimes we just hold on to things for no reason, especially like stress-wise. I mean, there's, as a massage therapist, I noticed that there's certain areas of the body that are always stressed out on people, no matter what. Not to not make y'all feel like y'all aren't individuals, but there are certain areas that are always stressed and always got knots in it. Okay, so from there, we're gonna just bring the feet up, feet together, knees together, and lift up your arms. And you're gonna turn to the left, place your left elbow on the outside of your knee, and then look over your left shoulder. Try to prop yourself up nice and tall. Take a couple of breaths. So as you breathe, you kind of squeeze back, looking over your shoulder. A nice twist, easy twist. And remember, don't try to compare to how far I'm getting back, or you can't move that far. That's okay. You'll get there. This is great for digestion. So if you're having stomach issues, feel compacted, or you've got things going on that aren't getting like moved through your digestive system, you need to be doing these every day, maybe 2 or 3 times a day. Release forward. We're just going to flow to the other side. Same thing. Looking over the right shoulder. You might even feel some tension in your neck too. Coming back to the center. Now we're just going to balance on our butt. So just grab your knees and lift your feet up. This is the beginning of doing some abdominal stuff, some core work. A lot of times what the issue is people begin to have back problems and their hamstrings are tight or contracting, and they've also gained weight on the front part of the body, so the belly hangs over, and that weight that's on the front of your body is pulling your back. And that's why the doctors always say, well, you got back problems because you have too much weight on you. So once you start to lose weight and tone the core, build the core muscles, so the core and the abdominals get weak, overstressed or underused, and so then the back is having to do all this extra work. The backs and the glutes and the hamstrings holding all this weight. So once you get that balance, we're just going to come down for a second. You can push yourself through your legs. We're going to do that a couple more things in that position. So you'll lift up your feet higher this time. Now, an option for you to do is to take your hands up to the sides like a Pilates 100, or just hold them. You can cross your feet if it's hard to hold your feet up. You could tap your feet down. I'm giving y'all options because, like I said, everybody's body is different, and we want to challenge ourselves a little bit every day because that helps us move forward in not just our physical life, but like our mental stuff. So these challenges help us to remain determined and continue through even though something is kind of hard. So just figure out what's right for you. You could even bring awareness to the lower part of your body, the core. And then just release your feet down, kind of press through your legs again. Ooh. And this is just basic stuff, guys. So if you're feeling it, you know your body's out of whack, or you need to give it some love. All right, so this is a version of cat-cow. It's a spinal flex and kundalini or chiropractic work, whatever. But what's going to help you get is spinal flexibility. And the spine is basically where the seat of life, right? So basically you're going to round your shoulders, sink your back, and then press your chest through the gateway of your shoulders. I've always loved that. I heard somebody say that, and I was like, man, that's a beautiful way to say that, and it really makes a lot of sense. So sinking back, rounding the shoulders, and then pressing back through the chest. Now this is the one that if you have spine issues or messed up discs, check with your doctor first. I'm not a doctor, but if if you don't need surgery or something like that, they're going to suggest that you do some type of spinal movement, because they'll probably send you to a chiropractor or something. So the breathing should match the movement. I know this is a little bit shorter of a class, but I wanted to hit on some key foundational movements, ones I kind of almost do in every class, because they're ones that really can get like a full body stretch. So like I said, this one you want to do about 3 minutes a day if you're trying to work on spinal flexibility. And you can also do the cat-cow version. Let's go ahead and do some neck rolls. So drop the left shoulder, roll the head down and around. As you come across, then you drop the right shoulder down. That adds that extra stretch. All the clicking and popping and grinding. If you have neck issues like me, you probably hear some of that stuff going on in your shoulders and your neck. I wish I'd break up some of the confusion. And I'll go the opposite direction, same thing. Bring it all the way down, chin to chest. And if you want, you can add an extra like bit of resistance by placing your hands behind your head. Release up, pushing the hands underneath the chin, closing the mouth, push back. Do one more just because I feel like this is a good one for people who work at a desk or use their hands a lot, and I need it. So you'll get on your knees and you're going to take your hands and turn them, face them back, fingers facing you. And then you can lean up and then lean back, and obviously the further you lean back, the deeper of a stretch you're going to get in your wrists. Stretch the fingers out nice and big too. And you can kind of go side to side a little bit. Be very gentle with these. You don't want to pull anything in your wrist or hand. And come onto your knees. This is the last thing we're going to do. So bring the arms up as you breathe in. Kind of arch back. Exhale, bring the arms forward. Inhale as you bring the arms out. Open the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale as you bring the hands back together. Inhale as you come up. Exhale, hands come in front. Inhale, arms open. exhale, they fold back together. Do it again. Bring your hands together in prayer. Just take a moment to enjoy how our body feels. Giving gratitude to ourselves for actually doing something good for ourselves, spending time on some self-care. And so we'll do 3 more breaths. So you're going to breathe in through the nose as we bring the arms up overhead. Exhale as you bring the hands in prayer, but out of the mouth. Again. Last one's the biggest, and you can sigh it out. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. I hope this helps you with your yoga practice. I'm not going to go through the whole spiel, but like, follow, share, because this helps me make this my full-time job for you, bringing you yoga, meditation, sound healing, etc., etc. And until next time, create a great day.